Okay, good evening, everybody, and welcome to TFC Open Mic Season 2, Episode 9. We've titled this one, A Conquering We Will Go. Evening, everybody. How are we?
Evening.
Well,
I get to relax in the game. What is this?
Hello.
Hello, everybody, and welcome, everybody, in chat and the lovely world of YouTube. Right, so after last week's mayhem, it's a bit tumbleweedish. Wouldn't you agree?
yeah, it's a bit calm.
It is a bit calm, unless you've got a mega hole, Stu. Hey, mate, you know, you've not got a great deal to do, have you, this week? Which is
I
nice.
ain't got a clue what one of them is, if I'm honest.
Yeah.
Honestly, I'm still burnt the hell out from the 2 weeks prior.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah,
raid, and then. I mean, I think it was the rush to have to get the Liberators to get him out to rank. It was just, yeah. I'm still burnt out. I'm not in a good, happy place yet.
All right, and Ren's definitely not, without a doubt. He's not a happy chappy at the moment, so he's chilling for a couple of weeks, I think, so we can catch his breath. Let's put it that in, shall we? So Liberators, yeah, okay. So what do you reckon then? Who's got them? Who's built them? Who's enjoying them? And who's hating them? What do you reckon?
I built them.
Go on, Bryce, go.
I built them. Theoretically enjoy them. Theoretically hate them. Like, I haven't taken them out on hits and I haven't been hit yet, but I'm quite scared of their destructive power. I did some math the other night on another show, and they hit like a truck.
They hit like a truck. There is another show. Yeah, you're right. The crib. You can call it the crib, mate. We don't mind.
Okay.
We don't do the other show words here. If you're on
I
it,
can
you're on
neither
it.
confirm nor deny the existence of the crib.
I can because Tito's here.
Wait, what's the crib?
It's a bit like a mega hole, mate. Something you don't know.
Yeah, I'm not interested.
We talked about our holes, but you're invited anytime you want.
Yeah, so yeah, you're right, actually, Brian, I must admit. So we had the like a week and a half, didn't we, of prides going around, and then people went, oh, I can stop a pride, that's okay, I can do this, I can do that. And then all of a sudden the Liberator came out, and it just like went, as Monster was saying, it's like an MCX on roids, isn't it? To be honest, if those remembered MCXs. So
Are there enough steroids to make an MCX into a Liberator? Because that's a lot of steroids.
Yeah, I think it's like an Apollo that wanted to be hitting bases, and yeah, he wanted on steroids, went to the gym. It was even better than MCX when he came first into the game.
The rebellious teenager Apollo, it's like, you're not my real dad, and he just goes off and starts hitting bases.
you're not my dad. You're an imposter.
Maybe this is the bastard love child of an MCX and an Apollo.
There we go.
Yeah, it seems to have attributes of the Zoe Apollo, the damage boost and the reload boost, but on each individual ship.
Yeah, it's an interesting hull, I have to say. It's definitely a little bit more robust.
Just, call
than I
it
thought.
the dick ship. That's pretty much what it is.
You call it the noob ship.
No, it's all right. I built a couple of them. They're quite fun to play around with. They're not so fun on the other end. You can stop them, but it does take a little work to actually stop them.
No, I agree.
Which is how it should be, if I'm honest. Like, I mean, no base should be unbeaten. So, but at the same time, it's quite powerful for what we have at our disposal.
Well, more than powerful, the problem is that the way to stop it requires level 8 turrets, and it's not something that you can do that fast.
Well, yeah, that's what I mean. I mean, it's very powerful for what we have at our disposal right now.
So I was thinking,
like, maybe a couple of months down the line, we'll be looking back at it going, what the fuck was that hole? But
what do you think of this? Right, the new T6 hulls. I'm just going to put a cat amongst the pigeon here. Do you think they should only be able to hit OP9 bases?
No.
Yes.
I think
I want to go completely opposite. Yes, I think that's a great idea.
I just thought about it. I was thinking about it earlier on. I was just thinking to myself, anybody that takes a set of Liberators into an OP8 base is just may just hit a level 50. I can't see any need. It's just pointless.
If they do with all the tech, I agree with you. But man,
you're gonna run into
going with a revenge and hitting a level 50 base that still have level 2 or level 3 worlds.
Yeah, but there's going to be an issue if you cap that hole. I mean, yeah, you could probably use your revenges or whatever.
Well, the whole series coming, isn't there?
I mean, if you think about it, right, you're going to get those players that just, they sit there and mouth off in comms all day long, snagging your fleets, and you can't do nothing about it because you can't hit their base because they've not got outposts on.
But if you're going to
You have other ships. Yeah, you have other ships to hit.
Yeah,
But maybe I've recycled for that.
Hi, Bob. How you doing? Yeah.
Nice.
Have you So have you recycled them like Monster? Because the Monster basically recycled everything bar anything that's funky at the moment. So as only he could.
No. I haven't recycled them. I probably won't. Like, I still have use for most of my tier 5 conquerors. I know, like, the tier 6 conquerors are going to be way above and beyond tier 6.
So your argument is completely moot. Awesome.
Yeah, pretty much. I just want to be a bit of a dick.
You just want to be a dick.
But no, I'll keep my tier 5. I still think they have a good use in the game.
Yeah.
I would say that I would prefer if they bring something that you can hit with tier 6 holes, so you can rank them up while you are not in the VXP weekend. Because so far, just bases and VXP weekend, I think, is not enough.
I do think the res should be able to be hit. I must admit, obviously the fleets on the sea, res generated ones.
Or maybe use something on the map that we are not using that much. For example, the assault targets, the ones that you have to hit to get the fragments for the foundry things for assault ships. They only give you resources. They don't give you anything else. While the other ones, they give you something extra, or is the Forsaken mission, or is base parts, or is uranium. This is the only one we have over there that just does that. Just give resources and nothing else.
Just put the Earths
so maybe
on the map.
Put 200, maybe put 200 or 300 on the BXP those give instead of the normal one would be nice. So you could rank somewhere else.
Yeah, there is that. I mean, there's the other thing you could do is I was thinking the other day, we have the hundreds that are out at the moment, it gets into sector yellow, doesn't it? If they put a few more of those out, and actually if you hit, like, say, I don't know, 200, 300 in a sector, and that turned it orange, and not just obviously having to hit the uranium things, then people could go out and rank their holes. And also you could also put the sectors back into orange quicker as well.
Mm-hmm.
Which a lot of people are needing. I know people are, in the world I'm at the moment, there's people scanning up and down the world looking for orange sectors, and I think in about 3 days they found 2. That was it. Our sector's in orange at the moment, which is fortunate, because a lot of guys actually decided it's the weekend, let's go out and do it. But
yeah, but I was doing the numbers the other day, because, well, there is that chart that we can see now, but it's incomplete in my way of seeing it, because there are targets that you can hit still when the sector goes to yellow, and they still give you sector points, and they didn't take that into account. But the thing is that making numbers, if you sum up all the targets you can do, that is in that chart, for example, for going to to yellow, if you hit one of each with 2 people, you can make the sector to yellow. Yeah. And same for those sectors in which you don't have many people that can do the same. And if you go from yellow, you want to go from yellow to orange, if you hit one normal south, one elite one, the 100, the drag base, because the drag base is sector points, 100 exactly. And one of each of those river armadas with 9 people, you get to sector orange in just one. So the thing is that people is just focused, no, I have to hit 102s, I have to hit only the 100s, I don't have the ship for hitting 100s, because that's the first, when I arrived to a new sector, they asked, do you have a polo so you can put this sector in yellow? Yes, I have, because there's people that don't know any other ways just to put sector in yellow.
A lot of guys did it today, and they did it quite quickly into orange and that stuff, but it does take a bit of coordination. If you're just going to go off soloing yourself and that sort of stuff, it's going to take, it's tenfold compared, obviously it's a tenfold increase compared to sector yellow, so
Well, a lot of people forget too. I see people out there trying to get orange hitting 102s. The 102s and the 75s pay the exact same amount of sector points.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah,
it's mirror image, isn't it?
But for some reason, I get less damage in the 100s and 2 later on than the 75s.
That's what I was going to say. Isn't the 75 kind of a harder target? They got that kind of backwards.
Probably. It's a bit like the old 87 was hard on the old 102, wasn't it? Obviously they've dumped down now.
But the problem is that you need to hit 30 of those targets, and sometimes there are no 30 targets in your sector, so you have to look for alternatives. And one maybe is that If 9 people, or if you don't have anybody that can hit 75 and 102, if 22 people just hit one drag base, that is an Ironclad, and you just can't forget the night and all the other targets we were talking, the 35, the 57, the normal salvage, the elite one in the 100, you can do it as well.
Yeah, it'd be nice. I mean, like you can go out there and hit 3 100 salvages around the dubs to get to yellow. What'd be cool, I mean, if you can go hit 3 Drake mining bases to get it to orange.
It would be. Something needs to happen, doesn't it? I must admit. It's just, and also as well is there's a lot of, I mean, Stu's going to hate me for this, but there's a lot of people with mega hulls now, and I don't think there's enough 91s around. Oh, I suppose there would be if all the sectors got in, but there's so many sectors that just don't have enough people in them anyway. So I don't know whether they just, I mean, they are spawning them quite quickly. I mean, I'm just sitting here all in while I'm on another screen at the same time as doing this, but it's interesting.
Yeah, I mean, I travel to another sector to go hit them. And when I do, I mean, everybody's going to town on them. You gotta,
it's crazy, isn't it?
You gotta, go find one and try not to get in their way or fight while you're trying to get them.
Yeah, I think they have to revisit the whole orange sector thing, because it's not. Before it was very balanced, and it was very balanced because the assumption was that you were going to use Apollos and do it for free, and now that's not the case, and. It's not, I don't know if it's the spawn, I don't know if people just don't want to hit as many as before. I don't know what it is, but the sectors are not hitting orange as often as they were before.
Because with the Apollos, as you said, you were doing it for free. And now if you want to do it for free with the subs, it takes a while to hit one of those targets.
Well, with subs, yeah, I mean, forget it. You ain't going to do it in time, without a doubt.
And even with tides, you need like a pretty good fleet of, guards or concussive guns, or even just one Calamity Tide and a Harlock's Tide, and that's still even a blank Harlock's Tide with one Tide, that's almost a month of shipyard time just for something to hit uranium, because there's no raid to take advantage of there. So it's
well, the Harlock, normally you don't use it. It's just parked on because each time you try to repair that, I think it's like 3 times the repair time of the other. So
you spelled it blank.
Yeah, it's just a blank one with an engine and the single weapon, or a heli if you don't want it to get into the battle, and that's about 12 days. So I think mine was built using the tokens for 1FM. One of those weeks that we have 10.
I must admit, I drive mine, but I'm a filthy coiner, so I don't care.
Yeah, I know that we are filthy coiners.
I auto all of mine.
Well, I mean, try to give ideas for those that don't.
No, I understand, mate. I understand. What about giving ideas? Somebody was actually on about changing the subject slightly. Someone was on the page earlier on. They said about what can we use for a tank for Ironclads. Well, the Ironclad is a siege hull, so it is a tank. That's the point about it. So the only thing you can do apart from, and then someone said to use the old
Highlander.
Well, no, I mentioned the Highlander, and then someone said, "Oh, go and use the old beam off and that sort of stuff." And I went, "Well, you can't, because obviously that's now a Conqueror hull, and you can't do that anymore." So there isn't really a great deal you can do apart from putting a nuclear Highlander, the Highlander in front of it, or using obviously the dedicated lead Ironclad. There's nothing you can do, is there? I don't think there's anything else that's worthy using, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, I use the Hound myself, but it's the same effect as the Highlander,
Yes, yeah. In fact, there's 2 of them, isn't there? There's the Unshackled Hellhound, isn't it? Yeah. That's Liam's favourite little toy, that one is, because he spent a fortune building it, so he uses it all the time. But I don't see anything else that's worthwhile.
With the Switchblade Apollos?
If you want to go in there and get nothing, yeah.
Which he hasn't changed either. He's adamant those are perfect, but there we go. It worked for him, so that's what matters. Wait, we can slate him anyway. He's still on holiday at the moment. He's down with his son, so he's having a good time. I've seen some of his pictures. So, hi Liam, how you doing, mate? If you are listening, I doubt it at the moment, but you'll probably listen to the playback. Things are good. So irons, basically, it's interesting. I mean, people have built a lot of irons, that sort of stuff. And apart from this raid that's coming up, which is obviously
Utopia, the last one in the siege.
Utopia, but what is going to be a
That's the last one in the siege. The whole the tech superstore,
Tech
the
store, that's
Walmart
it,
of
tech,
Battle
that's the thing.
Pirates.
Yeah. So I'm interested to see because it's the first one of this truly tech. I mean, yeah, we had obviously whole stores, and we kept begging them to put extra things in the whole store. So now they've just changed it, and it's not a whole store, it's a tech store. So it'd be interesting to see how the trees and ladders work on them. But
well, the December raid. No, the December raid was the first one that we had. That one was their first try at the superstore.
Yeah. Well, this is the first of the
right.
3-month cycle thing, isn't it? So.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. So we've missed a month
See
now.
what
We're going
happens.
straight into it. So it'd be interesting to see. I mean, there's a couple of interesting things that are coming. Obviously, I mean, we'll talk about it more next Saturday night. But A, we've got to try and get the new hole for the new raid format, and then B, obviously, we've got to see the target cycle, obviously, for base parts afterwards, and then say goodbye to Ironclads for those that basically have only been using for the raid, because I don't think they'll be as good as the Cannoneers and with the Millennium guns.
I am bitterly disappointed with Ironclads. I'm actually building
Yes.
a Harlock Ironclad now, like to finish off my Ironclad fleet, and I am so disappointed so far.
Really?
I am
built
not
them both.
building. I'm
I
not
built
building a Harlock Ironclad because I am so bitterly disappointed in my Ironclad.
I know,
fleet's
but I've got
performance.
free dock time, so I thought I might as well complete the fleet, make it look nice and pretty in my dock. But
Ren's example was a classic. I mean, by spending all that time, I mean, yes, if you've got the dock time, it's great. But he actually did a comparison between using it and not using it, and that sort of stuff. And to be honest, it wasn't a great deal. I mean, not for the amount of dock time.
no.
The only thing that worries me is if they come out with TLCs that are geared around this raid set, and if it's like last time where you needed both the Tide Seeker and your the subs.
Oh yeah,
You know,
the Hell Raves,
this
yeah.
is
the Hell Race,
issue.
yeah. You know, I mean,
have.
what happens if you don't have these built? So it feels like it feels like it's damned if you do, damned if you don't. You got to build them because just in case.
Well,
And
this
I-
is
you
what
know,
I wanted
I
to
hate
touch
that.
on, right? Now, if you
But
think
I think
about it this
it
way,
was-
we have what was it last time we had? We had Hellraves and Tideseekers, right? Now, once the new targets from the raid went to map, who the hell here wanted to drive their Hellraves and these new targets? Once the
No
raid
one.
went? Right,
No
okay.
one.
Now, when it comes up to the new base parts that are coming up, who the hell here really wants to be driving in those targets?
No, you want to auto them.
How
Exactly,
many?
right?
How many
so like
base
everyone
parts?
is actually building, right? The Ironclads and the Cannoneers, or if they've got the time or the space or capacity to do so, they're doing this, right? But that to me is not shorter build time given the 3-month raid cycle. We're now building 2 holes.
Two holes for
of
one
one.
raid month. Yeah, for every 3 months. Yeah.
I
And
know
then-
it's a
and
choice.
I think-
it's part
and what
of
I
the
think that
program,
I'm-
but it's kind of not as well. As George was just saying, it's really not actually choice, because sometimes you get punished for not actually building.
Yep.
So there's a couple
But
of
George, do
things.
you think you can auto with Ironclad?
Well,
These
see
targets,
that
even
here's
73?
Yeah, see, here's the thing. That's the thing that I'm kind of thinking about it. I was looking at it, and I tried it last raid, and autoing the 73, because that's the one that I think is going to be the map target, because it's a fixed entry and there's
the
nothing
big-
to hang
big
up.
map, Yeah.
Yeah, there's nothing to hang up as you're autoing. The Cannoneers did better autoing it than the damn Ironclads. What the fuck?
Because the
That's
thing is that I don't see that as a map. You want to auto, to be honest, because you are going to see your fleet in front of the turret before arriving to the big launcher one, and that one is going to shot at the top of you because you're not moving.
But that's what the Ironclad is for, is to auto. That's what it's supposed to excel at.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's why I'm so
if you
disappointed.
if you kill all the boys that are at the entrance, if you don't kill all the boys, so you can the bloodthirst.
You have to
is-
kill the buoy. You have to kill the buoys at the entrance. You have to. You can't pass them without killing them.
Okay, pause. Hang on then. Brian, what are you gonna say, mate?
Yeah, a couple things. So with the whole with the campaigns, the Tideseeker and Hellwraith, they used a lot of A-set targets in those, and the damage in the A-set in this is pretty high. So I feel like, unfortunately, that's going to kind of push away the Ironclads. And George had a good point wherein the Cannoneers took less damage autoing than the Ironclads. So it won't be too bad if all you use is Cannoneers. Crap, I forgot the second point. But
don't
it should,
matter, mate.
hopefully only Cannoneers should be good enough.
Let's hope. Yeah, I mean, my point is, I mean, obviously we've got the new uranium target. This is a classic example, right then. So for me personally, I'd rather take out my Tide Seekers and I'll go hit 57s because then I can just right click instant fix, and let's just keep going around and just keep doing it, and then go back into my dock. I haven't got to fix anything at all. So I don't take the bigger ones. I just take the little ones.
But the thing
for the base parts though, Cannoneers v Ironclads was the second point I just forgot and remembered. I will drive it if the high-end targets give a lot of base parts and can be done relatively quickly in real time. I wouldn't mind so much if the damage cost was high if you made a mistake, if I could go out and do 5 minutes of reasonably good driving and get like 250,000 base parts. So it really depends on the reward to time hitting to potential
Yeah, well,
damage.
it's always been dependent on that anyway, isn't it? I mean, even with raid targets, I mean, if the reward to the risk isn't worth it, you just dial back to a different set, right?
Right. Yep.
Or a different tier
I
or
mean,
whatever.
the only thing that I'm worried about is that, you know, if they come out with a TLC and you're at the point where it's either you're going to have to coin a lot or you're going to need both fleets so you can take advantage of the fact that you have both fleets in order to complete the TLC without coining. And, you know, like Stu said, you're getting punished for not having it, so you have to build both of the damn things. And it sucks up shipyard time. Like I spent a lot of time on it.
I don't have too much issue with dock time because I'm a filthy coiner. But for everyone else in the game, like being forced to build 2 holes, or, you know, not forced, but as a choice to build these 2 holes, like the Tideseeker and the Hellrave, that's not shorter build time. And it's a 3-month cycle. You know, these build times are becoming, in fact, they're probably doubled. You know, which is hard to say because the build times aren't even that bad as a single fleet. But when you have to put both of them into the box, you're kind of looking back at old school build times and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
On top of
Very
refitting
much.
for the current Conqueror hulls that are getting spit out like candy here lately as well.
That ain't stopping, is it?
I've stopped. Look, I've stopped base hitting. I have three Liberators built. I have
Liberator?
1 Pride that's going to get out in a couple of days being refit. I'm not even going to use the damn things. I'm just like, eh. They've sucked. They've sucked the like, I have no motivation whatsoever to go and do this. I'm like, whatever. I'm down under 400 medals for the first time in I don't know how long.
I think I am as well, mate. To be honest, I'm purposely not feeding the beast. I've got a completely built set of Prides. I've also got a completely built set of Liberators, and I've not actually used them. I've used them for Mondays. I've used them for Mondays, obviously alley points, and I've not hit a base all week, and I won't because I'm not feeding the beast. Because otherwise, their statistics, my hitting will go to their statistics, and they'll go, everyone's happy, and I'm not happy because I don't think the game's going in the right direction.
Yeah, and then next week, we don't know what the hell we're getting. It could be a turret. It could be another damn, another hull. If it's another Conqueror hull, I'm just telling you what. I don't like. I'll get it because I'm just. They've programmed me well enough to know that I gotta get it. Okay, so I'm gonna get it, but I'm not blowing any more shipyard time on Conqueror crap. I'm done.
Yeah, I'm just looking at. I'm surprised. I thought I was below 400 medals. I'm only at 411, but I was down below 400 medals as well myself, and I was like, that I don't care. I don't care anyway.
Yeah,
but just on principle, I've built them and that sort of stuff, and I haven't used them. I've not been hitting anybody this week, to be honest. I did my Monday stuff, and that was it. I thought, no, I'm not going to do it. I'm not adding to their stats. I don't think it's right what they've done, to be honest. I think they've done too much too soon.
Yeah, especially now that in 2 weeks we have a raid with the new series of hold probably coming. So they know that we are going to have our drives well tied for a while, and they keep just throwing more holes to us. This is crazy.
I mean, and look, here's the thing, right? If you're gonna go, oh well, we have tokens and all that other crap. Here's the deal. Going into the last raid, I saved a bunch of tokens, right? I had I think six or 7 days worth of tokens saved up. I go in, I buy all the tokens, I get all the prizes and stuff. I start building the prides to crank them out for VXP, right? Crank them out. The FM starts, and lo and behold, we have to build these other ones too. Well, son of a bitch. So you finish off the prides, you go and do the Liberators, you get them done before VXP. You can't run your FM because you're doing all the other crap, right?
Yeah, agree. Yeah.
And then you finally come out into this week, and it's like, oh, okay, yeah, great, we got a week off. We better get a damn week off because it's like, and now it's going to happen again. If next week we're going to have another TLC that we have to do, right? So we're going to have to do a TLC for either a turret or a hull. Okay, for the turret, it's going to kind of, be annoying because you have to redo your whole base again after you've done it twice over now for the 2 last hulls, right? If it's another Conqueror, when the hell are you going to build it? Because I got to save tokens to go into the raid to make sure I get the hull for the next raid so I can get it into VXP in time to make sure they're ranked for the next raid. Because if I don't rank them, the week after raid, I'm screwed. So all my tokens are getting saved. I'm going to take all the tokens in the raid. It's a week-long raid, so we're going to have serious raid burnout. And I'm going to be cranking out raid hulls. I'm not going to have time for anything else.
Yeah, but if next week you have a TLC, the week after you have the raid, and we know that the week after the raid, we are going to have a TLC with probably the flag for that hull you just got on the raid, or the second hull that you can use on the garrison fleet.
That crap.
Can you see how many hulls we are getting?
Okay, and just to add to that, and I'll go right back because Nick Heath in the chat said a very good point, and I will pick up on it, Nick. Yet again, he's recycling things that he only bought 6 months ago.
Yep.
Paid for with coin, that sort of stuff, ranked up, and spent a lot of money on it. And I've just done it. I've recycled 30 ships in the last month.
Yeah,
ships that I paid for less than 12 months ago.
I hope 10-month shelf life, Kicks Eye.
Yeah, it's now look, I have a lot of people have been complaining about that recently, right? And it started with the coiners first because they coin all that crap and they hit the ceiling before we do, right? So I had a bunch of complaints come in, and then it's been trickling in the last couple of weeks because of the damn TLC and the new hulls and also the crap. And I have sent several messages in to Kicks. I don't know what they're gonna do. I'm hoping that they do something, but again, it's a company, so like if we start now, we might see it in like 3 or 4 months. I don't know. And that's if they plan on doing something, because I said to them was like, look, if we're going to have 3-month cycles, right, and we're going to have 2 fleets for each cycle, right, that's 10 ships, four different sets, that's 40 ships right there, right?
10 ships because it's 5 ships you build first, and then they discover you a flagship, and you have 6 ships at the end of each of the types.
Why would you have 6 ships? Why would you have 6 ships?
Because you are building 5. Because you start building 5, because you build 5 for your assault garrison.
Why would you do that? I would never do that. I have not yet done that.
Okay,
say you have 10 for each set, right? There's 4 sets of thing. That's 40 ships, right? Plus, you have to carry the previous stuff over, and now that we're already into the cycle of having 2 sets of everything, right? You add another 10 to that, so you're already at 50 hulls just for PvE stuff. So you're almost at half of your hulls automatically for PvE stuff. And on top of it, say you have to keep five what do you call them, to do the hundreds? Apollos.
So,
right? Add another 5 to that. Now you're at 55 because the hundreds haven't changed like the uranium targets. So we're at 55 hulls right now just for PvE.
So you're saying increased dock size is one thing that we want from Kickside, but what else would we want from them in the raid? What's a wish list?
Everything. I want to see everything in the raid. There's nothing holding them back from doing everything. Just dump everything in the raid. Let everybody get whatever the hell they want. You will see people coin out of their damn asses to get what they want. But we'll never see that.
I want to see Shielded Electronics 3. That's one thing I don't actually have and can't really get.
I was going to say let's have a look. So we put up a poll on the page and that sort of stuff. Then so let's spin the subjects along a little bit. So items that you'd like that are really going to impact on your game, or would basically be the perfect thing for a mid-level that hasn't been around for a long time. Thoughts? What do you reckon?
I'm kind of 2 minds. I want to see stuff like Speed System 5 offered at very low prices, so players that are coming back or starting or whatever can maybe get them easier than in the FM to clear out their FM, so they can progress in the FM quicker. So part of me wants to see stuff like that that's in the FM, especially at the higher tiers, so people can knock them out.
I want to see Dead Eyes. I want to see people getting Dead Eyes for $1 million each.
And then I mean, there's a bunch of stuff that stuff like the D30R, right? a lot of us build stuff and like I never think about it because I've had it forever. And everyone's like, I don't have that. How do you? I can't. You know, I need something else because I can't do your build because it has that. Well, crap. You know, weird stuff like that would be nice.
Yeah, and I think every single T5 Conqueror hole should be in there.
Every single blueprint on the FMs that they have released so far, they should be there. Because there is people that skip it or just started to play later and they don't have clear batteries, they don't have shielded tactical fields, they don't have supermagnetic fields, so supermagnetic rails, they don't have hydroxides. There are a lot of things that a lot of people don't have because they started later. If you are welcoming people back and you want people in, you have to offer the same that others can have. If not, you have a very huge difference because there is people willing to coin, but you don't have anything to coin because it's limited what you can buy.
Well, and I'd like to see stuff like Harlock's Tideseeker, stuff that you use in everyday shore stuff.
Well, for a personal choice for me, I'd like to see the anti-rocket turret level 4.
Yeah,
I want that. Yeah.
Yes.
Because that campaign where that came out, that was so friggin' hard. I'm pretty sure I speak for most of the people here, but we all swerved it. So
Yeah, we did because I didn't do the campaign. I didn't like it. Yeah, I wouldn't mind it.
The table.
That and the Evade upgrade, because the amount of people that I hand builds out to, and they're like, I don't have Evade upgrade. It's like,
Really?
what? And then you remember that Evade upgrade was only ever out technically once, and that was in the old sort of style of the FM, wasn't it?
Blimey.
Yeah, and it hasn't been back since.
There are a few FM targets, FM prices that has been released once and never again.
Well, if you think about it, it was a random rotation back then, as in like it was random what prize you got. So if it wasn't your week and you wasn't lucky, come back to the game or whatever, and you just didn't get it when they changed the FM, that was it. You didn't get it.
And so many people missed nuclear accelerators because that could just happen because they rotated them that fast. There's like a 1 in 4 chance you would just not get it ever.
Yeah,
until
I
it
mean,
was off
but
in
we've
range.
had that recently, you know, in raids and that. But what I mean, you got to think as well. There was a lot of prizes back then that were sort of random gets that people probably didn't ever get. You know, so I'd say just what George said, just add friggin' everything. Go nuts, go to town. Why not? More coin, more profit, more whatever.
Or maybe for all that old tech, like give it out in packs. You know,
Yeah, that'd be good too.
You'll have a lot of specials and weapons that go together in a pack, and you might have say there's 10 of them, both of them in that pack. You might have 3 or 4 of them, but you could fill out your equipment list, so to speak. And
in a pack, I was thinking about that a couple of weeks ago, but we should get a complete. If you get a turret, you get the special, you get the other bits that go with it, and if you get a hull, you should get bits and bobs to go with it.
Yeah, the only thing in that right there, I think some of the specials aren't they available like in the Drake mining base and the Dub. You can get those at any time. So you know,
but for example, the old Drake base. They changed the format, but the blueprints are the same ones that were once there, and they have not added anything. The only thing that I think got something added was with shards, and that was the Dark Uranium base.
Yeah, and those can be
but
prepped.
Even with those,
you know.
Yeah, but even with those, you don't cover all the blueprints that at some point have been released.
Yeah, I'm just talking about the ones that are out there available to get. You know.
I think there's a couple of sections that could do well. I guess 3 sections that could do really well. Like a base defense section. Just here's your turrets, here's your turret specials, here's like the alpha or the enforcer at a super low price.
I was just about to say, I
giant
can't
quantities of base
pronounce his name, so I'm just going to call him And. But he said structure tokens, which I think is a very good shout.
Yeah, that
that
could also be in they'd have like base defense. They could also have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Full up, sorry. So they could have that, or they could have like foundry stuff, like the first 2 rows of the FM, just like the normal things, like nuclear cell and things like that for super cheap. Agility systems at 1 million, please. And the third thing could just be tokens, like so many tokens raining from the sky. Hallelujah! it's raining tokens.
Given how
That.
much stuff they've bumped out, yeah, tokens. Like I don't want to see just 10.
Yeah, like
I wanna see, like,
whole specific
5.
ones would be good. There's general ones.
That would
As you
be
said,
awesome.
structure build tokens, those are good. Like VXP tokens for those tier 6 conquerors in case, we
Yep.
can't build them quickly enough because God forbid we have something building in our shipyard ever. And so we can build a new thing.
Actually, it'd be an interesting one as well. How about offer the new hull with some BXP tokens as well? So the new PvE hull with some BXP tokens.
Well, yeah.
I mean,
that's
you
what
get the
I was
option to pick up and get a little bit of rank on a bit early on. That'd be nice, wouldn't it?
I
well,
think so.
like we were saying a while ago, the pack, win a hull, you get enough ship build tokens to build that hull and some VXP tokens to apply to it to get it started. That is in a pack with that hull that you buy. That can get it on the water and get it going for you, for all these smaller guys that are working on, getting that stuff.
Yeah. It would be definitely. Another thing I was going to talk about quickly, if you wouldn't mind, guys, is something that Stu was mentioned the other day. I'll just quickly. We don't normally share screens, obviously, on the
Wait, what did I?
But
did I mention this one?
this issue here.
Was it good or bad?
Okay, so here's a stack of tokens, whole specific tokens.
Oh, yeah.
that stuff. So I've got all this stuff here, look, that I just can't utilize, and some of it's quite decent stuff, and obviously would have cost quite a bit to get. So, I'm not
help it trade.
So I can't be the only person in this situation. I've got stuff over here. Look,
basically, I think it'd be an awesome idea to either one, create something like a recycle box, so you could put old ships in there and out popped half the build time build token, 10% build token, and as well as on top of that, you'd be able to put your tokens, like your whole tokens in there, and out will pop out maybe half of the time, but a generic ship token.
What about a thing we could just tick a box and gift aid it to somebody else in your alliance in the game?
That was my other thought as well. I mean, if they couldn't do that, then perhaps it would be nice if we could gift it to other people, friends, someone in the alliance. Because I'm sure there's always going to be someone in the alliance that needs a high secret build token.
Yeah, I mean, there's Punisher ones there that I clearly don't need and that stuff, but I know it's the middle levels there that could do them, and I would be quite happy just to go, there you go, mate. That'll keep you in the game. That'll keep you going. That sort of stuff. I see you're struggling, and just taking. I'm sure there's plenty of people at the top end that have been, done level 1 and 2 of obviously their FM that really just don't need those.
Yeah, especially because it will be easy for you to find the one you want.
It just frustrates me a bit, but okay. I mean, and I know they brought those into the FN so people could recycle their old builds into something a bit more, updated. So it was a good thing. But it'd just be really good if we could just do, go that extra mile and just do something else. And then,
I mean, if they didn't want us to recycle them, sorry, Mark. If they didn't want us to recycle them, then I think the other idea of just gifting them all would be absolutely fine. I'd be on board with just that. Like, I don't have to have tokens back. I wouldn't be that bothered about getting some tokens back. I'd quite happily just gift them to someone random.
Yeah, I mean, I can't use them anyway.
Exactly.
So they're just sitting there, and eventually, and do you know what? It's quite fine. It's quite hard now to find the right thing when you do want something, because you've got to scroll up and down the flipping list and that stuff. And tokens like that have already been in for a while now, so it's going to get worse. It's going to end up the massive list soon if you're not careful.
Yeah. No, I agree. I think Robin had something to say actually as well.
I just wanted to make a point of something that I really did like with the weekly this week was the addition of the Citadel hull, the Punisher, and the tokens for both of those, and the fact that Kix actually put them in the first position as opposed to towards the end, and the ability for lower levels to be able to get those and immediately start building those and make use of them hopefully with the next raid.
That would be good.
And their current FM, it's supposed to go another 3 or 4 months past this next raid.
Yeah, that was a huge paradigm shift in the way that they were thinking about the FM. I think that was a fantastic move.
Whoever thought of that idea should literally be just given a case of donuts.
Thanks.
Like, no, go
Send
away.
them over.
You can't have no donuts. But no, seriously, that was epic. That really was. It's probably one of the better things they've done for a while. Like, I mean, there's a lot of good stuff that they've done over the year now, but not to shadow it all. But that was just the pure stroke of genius to let everyone kind of have a chance.
Yeah, 11 out of 10 would want to see again. Although I think that they could do this now because the tokens are in, and this is pretty reasonably well before the next raid cycle is supposed to start. What if they do this every 3 months? And so, like, 3 months from now, we'll get something for what, assaults after Garrison, we think?
Yes, that would be awesome.
I don't think that it was done because of the Garrison one that's coming up. I think it was done because the pathing through the FM, they've recognized the FM is an absolute positive first thing that you have got to concentrate in the game because it leads to everything else. And the acknowledgement of that and this addition was to help smooth the path for players coming into the game and coming back to the game to get into their FM and get to the tokens and because getting to the tokens, it changes your game entirely. It changes your entire game. So they wanted to smooth the whole pathing to and through the FM. So, you know, the good thing is it's also they did it in time for the next raid so that everybody can participate in the next raid set, right?
Yeah, that was important.
But you know, even more important than raids is that FM. I mean, FM is absolutely the number one priority you should have, and that's the thought process that was behind adding those up front like that.
Definitely the right thing to do, without a doubt. Something else I was thinking about. Okay, so we're into March. We're good. We've got about 3 weeks. You know, we'll be raiding, and then it'll be through the raid and that sort of stuff. April the 1st is coming up. What do you think we're going to get on April the 1st? I'm just preempting things. Are we going to get the gunboat raid back, gunboat challenge back in, or are we going to get something new?
Reaver attack dogs for everyone.
What would you like to see for
Reaver
April?
attack dogs in the gunboat tournament while guns are shooting with bald eagles.
I've been shouting I think it's Raken for like, I don't know, about 6 months now. Like every chance I get, I just shout at him, "Make me Reaver attack dogs." So if I see them,
a Reaver gunboat would be hysterical fun, wouldn't it? It just fires fire everywhere or something.
No,
I
I
think we're going to get ourselves a scrap button for the mega hull and a dry dock.
Oh no, and the massive post saying that the game is finally closing down after 6 years of rumors that it's closing down. Can't be done. If they don't do that, they have failed as a company, and they should actually shut down again.
It's not going to. Oh yeah, we could have a Kraken fight. How about that? Just Krakens. There you go. There you go. That's a good one for you.
You remember that? What's that squid thing? It is the Kraken, right?
Kraken, yeah.
Right. So what you should do, you should just have that pop up in people's channels like they did before. But whenever someone attacks a base, the Kraken should just come up and go, "Yeah, get wrecked, mate," and just kill the fleet. That'd be brilliant. I would pay to do that.
And it would check. It would check what ships they were using, and if you brought in 5 Liberators or something, it'd be like, "I'll liberate you," and just shove their ships out of the water and make them all blow up.
Yeah, that'd be pretty epic. I'd like that. I mean, I'd quite happily hit George's base just to have that pop up on my screen.
So gunboat FAT.
Your FM fleet all sunk. Yeah. What they did.
Ooh, gunboat FAT tournament, and they announced Sector Threat Red, and they say that GD Raken has a preview video of Sector Threat Red where he takes a gunboat from the FAT gunboats in, gets about a third of the way through, dies, coins the repair, goes back in, and finishes the lot off and says it's okay.
Oh, man.
I like the... Y'all remember they did those special VXP targets one April Fool's Day? They had where you went in and it was like a million ships all shooting at you, but they did no damage.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, they did no damage. So it's just like a complete blur of missiles.
I want Dave back on the damn launch pad. I want Dave back on the launch pad. I missed that one.
I don't know.
Who the hell is Dave?
From Backyard Monsters, you little...
Yeah. Go back a few years, mate.
I don't know. I don't remember that much. Come on.
Well, put the crack down and you'll be fine.
You don't remember last week, mate? What are you on about?
I can't play that live on there. Never mind. Carry on.
That was awesome.
You just so wanted to say something then, didn't you?
Yeah, it involved bus, face, and a naughty word.
T's and C's apply. T's and C's apply. Yeah, come on, keep going, mate.
I mean, April Fools is usually pretty fun with them.
Yeah,
I tried to con this guy on April Fools. I won't lie. Right, so I took a video of that little monster that popped up into my base. I sent in. I said, "Look, I found the monster. Can I have some free gold for a reward?" They said no, but it was definitely worth it. I'm imagining everyone now's going to do that.
We could put George on a jet ski and have him run through people's channels.
With a leather thong on, yeah, exactly.
Did you see Maxie's post on the chat?
Hang on.
Get the one right out of the video that
I'm not reading that out.
Hobbin did. I'll read it out. A giant flying dildo rocket. That's fine. Make sure it just matches the one that was in Kicksai's video for trying to recruit, employers or employees.
I don't want to know the splash damage that deals you guys. I don't want to know.
Robin's going to make a special video for that.
I think that's gonna be Robin's video.
But you got to pay $50 for it, so you get customer support in that $50.
Robin could be the moderator in that one.
That's hilarious.
I am so fired.
Oh,
I'm just keeping myself on mute.
I was going to say, you need to just shut up, mate, because I know once you release the
release the inner demon.
Nobody wants to release the Kraken. Nobody.
Oh dear! I was thinking about something just then. I forgot what it was. Oh yeah, lag this week. Has anybody noticed quite a bit of lag going on?
Yes.
Yeah.
Actually, it's not lag. What's happening is that the memory's bleeding out like crazy. Like after about 10 minutes of playing, if you start your
freezes.
What do you call it?
No game.
Task manager. If you open up your task manager and then look at how much memory is bled out on Chrome, like I opened it up the other day and it was like 2.5 gigs.
Mate, I've got 64
It's
gigs.
always been like that, dude. Like it's always
not this bad. Not that bad. Not that quick.
I swear it's always been like that. I've always had about 2 to 3 gig used up while playing. Everyone in chat, tell us if you honor at this.
After like a half an hour.
RAM that your PC uses while you're playing Battle Pirates. Tell me what your average number is.
After like a half, but the thing is, it always climbs. It climbs continuously. That's why the memory bleeds. The problem is, instead of taking like a half an hour to get to that level, it now happens within minutes.
You've got to remember as well that Chrome is just pure AIDS. I mean, pure crap.
It slipped, did it? It slipped. I knew it.
Anyway,
Chrome's terrible for that.
Of late, I must admit, I mean, I've got 16 gigs of video memory, and I've got 64 gigs of routine memory in my PC. And yet I've crashed 4 times this week, and in fact, 4 times today, in fact.
Yeah, I was going to say, my problem is trying to move on the world map. Like, after a while, it just kind of jutters
to nothing. And I've cleaned my caches, I've cleaned all my things, I've done disk defrags, I've done all the normal stuff, that sort of stuff. Every other game is fine.
It's not an issue on our side. It's obviously an issue with the game. I mean, I have a PC capable of running a friggin' space station.
Mine's a monster. Mine's an i7. It's fine. It's a series. It's a good processor. I've got freaking linked up fucking graphics cards and that sort of stuff. And all the other games, there's no problem at all. It's just a shotting a flash game, for Christ's sake.
I don't know what it is. I really don't. There's an issue somewhere. And I think it's been happening for a lot longer than we've noticed, though, really. I think a lot of people have had these lag issues for a while now.
I haven't had lag so much, but I have a lot of those stupid white squares.
Yeah, the big white squares as well. Yeah, so not just generic lag. I mean, it's definitely... I don't know what it is. It is, yeah. The big white squares come up, and then I just get a screen freeze and that sort of stuff, and then it just goes. Maybe a flash issue. I don't know. Maybe it's updated the flash or something. I've tried it on different. I've tried it on different explorers and that sort of stuff. And Internet Explorer. And I've tried it on. I've tried loads of different things anyway. It ain't happening. So
doesn't matter if you change the Explorer or browser. It happens the same.
Yeah, it doesn't matter what browser I use. I don't know, it's frustrating, annoying me.
Yeah, Chrome, Firefox, all do the same.
Yeah. Anyway, not to worry. Couple of us, right? Okay, so last 10 minutes. It's the free for all. So let's go across the board then. Tito, what's your point of the week? What have you got, mate?
I don't know. I just based my week on doing the last of the mega packs too.
Oh yeah,
and
cool,
I
sure.
finished it.
Yeah, you were saying earlier. Yeah, go on.
So that was my only point after. Well, the doc is busy building Liberators and Pride, so I didn't have anything else to do. So just set my mega hole to do it, and that's all.
So you got the final prize.
I was missing the last 3 packs, and I did them this week. So yeah, it's all done.
You got the extra set, so you're good.
Yeah.
Excellent. Okay. Nice. Excellent. Zholsh, what about you, buddy?
Want my. Oh, I'm sorry.
Are you Holsh? No. Yourself.
Gosh. Okay.
Yeah.
I've just been going along, just nice and peaceful week finally. But I mean, I was kind of mad over the week because people were killing the hundreds that were still on the map, that was still ranking on. But other than that, it's been nice and good.
Did you enjoy the fact that we've had a bit of a chilled week this week compared to the last fortnight?
Yeah. I mean, one TLC would be nice, but I mean, that's enough.
Yeah, one of each. I mean, or just a catch-up one for the mid-levels maybe. But then again, they might be fragmented. They might have a red dock after last week because it was a bit full on, wasn't it? To be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah, interesting. Okay, Stu, your week, mate.
Pretty slow and boring, but I enjoyed it because it's a nice little rest for me, getting ready for the next, sort of whatever's coming. So I'm quite happy with that. I've just been mucking around with my base, to be honest, all week. I can't believe how much easier it is to just switch stuff over and upgrade stuff with base parts and such. I mean, like,
yeah,
I sit there and I'm like, oh, I wonder if I should put, an oil rig or something with a fire support on. Oh, I can do that. I can do it instantly. Just throw some base parts into it. So it's been really nice actually. I've had time to sort of play around with my base a bit more, more than I have in the past, with content overload and whatnot. So I'm quite happy with the chilled out week, and I feel ready to go back in it now.
Who's next? Shane's next to you.
Myself also, I'm just enjoying the time off. Same thing he's doing. I mean, I've been behind a little bit. So yeah, just tweaking out things in the base I can do and trying to get through that second campaign of the Mega Hull. And just enjoying the rest. Rolling for cruise.
Yeah, rolling for cruise. Yeah, me too. I'm still hitting 91s at the moment because I'm still topping up on titanium, which is quite decent. So, which is nice. First time I didn't even get a chance to even look at it last week. So this is my Mega Hull did nothing next week. Didn't even go near it. So, which put me back. But I just you can't sit down forever, can you? It's just like
I mean, I'm early getting into the Mega Hull still, but I take tips from George. He helps me out. And just I'm applying weapons to the pods on them, and when they get done, I'll try it again before it ends. I'll see if I can make it.
Robin, what about yourself?
No, just pretty much the same as everybody else. Repairing after all of the VXP, and then taking all of the new ships and finishing up refits, or at least trying to.
Yeah, it's a bit like that, isn't it? To be honest, I mean, I think most people rushed out their Liberators very lightly built and that sort of stuff. So just to try and get him in time, I mean, I only got the 6-day build and that sort of stuff. So we were in my alliance, we were messing around with a couple of builds just so it could do the. Well, you didn't have to do the targets, just go in there, park and die. But at least you use them a little bit and then worry about building them properly afterwards, which they're now starting to do. They've been using it a bit this week, so that was interesting as well. But yeah, I agree with you as well. Hey, Jeff's in here. What about you, mate?
Pretty much the same. Catching up on chores, doing a little hitting some megas.
You've been hitting the megas, have you? You had some time for that, have you? Blimey.
Yeah.
Oh, good. That's all right. I was saying that though. I mean, PK's not on here tonight and that stuff, but he's been hitting megas all week because he's actually caught up. He even done his alley points, and that's a rare thing for him. Which is quite decent for a change. Yeah, because the content was reasonable, so it was good. Emmy, what about you, buddy?
Oh, well, I've been busy playing with my Mega as well. then I've been busy filing tickets about it.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah.
What's been up, mate?
Well, the short version is that I started a 3-day module upgrade, and 3 days later I only had 12 days left.
Oh. That doesn't quite compute, does it?
Yeah.
Get right. That's what you get for stealing targets, karma.
You stole my mega resources yesterday, so you should keep quiet about it.
Wait, what?
I found the mega, I hit it, your friend came
You
in
hit
and-
my mega?
Stu wouldn't have known. He just
Oh,
presses
I'm
fix and then
down.
just forgets it. He doesn't even care. He doesn't even look at
That's
it.
how much. Yeah, that's how much he pays attention to the damn thing.
Come on,
I'll
George.
drag my alliance up and we'll kill all your megas.
Come on, George. You'll go.
I've been playing with my Mega, and that's about it. I feel a little burnt out on the whole thing, and I want them to slow down the stuff coming out, and put a lot of shit in the raid. I want to see a lot of stuff.
Yeah, it'd be good, I must admit. So, in fact, I'll wait a bit for my piece. But Brian, what about you, mate?
I'm building a Zealous right now, just in case I need more tanks for the Garrison raid cycle, and pretty chill this week, just doing chores and working through building stuff on the list, except for base defense. I've kind of thrown that out because I don't think it's really too useful for the amount of time I have to put in right now.
Zealous, that's a good point actually about a Zealous. I mean, I've got a Zealous and I built it as a tank. I do find the repair time, okay, yeah, it can do a lot of stuff, I get that. But the trade-off is, by God, it takes a long time to fix that damn thing.
Yeah, but you repair at night. And I saw, for example, that people that was using 1 or 2 Punishers on that Liberator campaign were doing worse at the end, because sometimes they needed to repair that the ones that could use the Zealous or the TIE Seeker.
Oh yeah, it tanks longer. Yeah, I have to say, no, it does tank longer, but it's not comparable for damage and that sort of stuff. So when you,
it depends on the way you play.
Maybe it is.
If you're rushing to do one campaign after another or one pack after another, so you have the 5 Liberators in a moment, if you have the Punisher, maybe it's better, no? Because you coin less. But for those that were just doing one campaign, letting that repair during the night, next day doing the same over and over, it's better for them, because with one single ship they can do the 4 or 5 maps at the end.
Yeah, no, that's a valid point. No, I get it. I mean, my test really for the Zealous really was I used one for a week for my FM and that sort of stuff. Now I can do a complete run with one Punisher and that sort of stuff, and the same again with the Tide Seeker, and so I did one run with the Zealous as well. So the Punisher would fix for 2 hours damage, and actually the Zealous, which was almost a mirror image build, and it did it no problem at all. Did the whole thing and that stuff, but it's still, I think it was about 4.5 hours fixed just for the one ship, and I was like that,
Really?
Yeah, it was considerably more, and I was like, that, blimey. It did the run, and I went back to use the Punisher instead. I went, I shan't be doing that again, So
that's interesting, because I mean, numbers wise and stuff. I mean, when I was looking at it when I wrote the article, I thought that the Zealous would be it. I mean,
no,
I about built a blank one, but I have all those Punisher tokens. So now I'm gonna have 4 Punisher tanks and my Tide Seeker tank ready for the next raid. Or the raid after the next, I should say. Sorry.
Oh dear. Yeah, no, got it. I just thought that maybe the multiplier is a bit higher on that sort of stuff, and I looked at the stats as well, and it's built pretty, pretty reasonable that stuff in comparison to Punisher. So I wasn't expecting as much fixed time as what it is. So it must be. I mean, I know Hefe's in there, that sort of stuff. We'll probably he's more of a multiplier type person, that sort of stuff. So maybe it's just the repair modifier is not quite what I thought it was going to be, sort of stuff. I'm not sure. But refit is good, isn't it? And that's the whole plan. It's the year-long haul and that sort of stuff. So, we can't have it all, I suppose. It did come quite free.
I think the repair modifier was over 1, if I recall well. But that haul is meant for people that play a lot of targets and repair during the night, not for the people like you that go rushing target after target till you finish your points and leave.
Well, then it's done its job, because, I mean, I could have done both runs with that hull, to be honest. I
See,
could have
Pepe's
done,
saying it's the highest in game with the Citadel.
yeah.
The
Yeah.
repair modifier.
So that makes sense then, because I could actually do both runs with that one hull, and I could have suppose just left it overnight, but it would have been an 8 and a bit hour fix just for one hull, which we're just not used to, I suppose. Now, are we? We would have been this time last year. We wouldn't have thought anything of it. We were talking day and a half for some flipping fleets to finish, weren't we? But yeah, okay. I suppose it's fair-ish. Maybe it is. Maybe it's not. Right. So closing point for me is 2 points really. Obviously, the VXP weekend, the 100 targets. Can I just remind people that you don't have to kill the target to get your VXP points? Okay, because it really frustrates me.
Pointless.
Because you don't get anything for killing the target. It's just the way the targets are at the moment. They'll probably change when we come into new formats, that sort of stuff. But for this particular one here, killing the target serves no purpose. It just means you've got to wait for another target to turn up. Now, Fortunately for us in 217, some nutter killed it today. We had 100 sitting in our sector the whole of this week, and people have been ranking their fleets up nicely because we chose not to kill the target. Don't know who did it. This morning I jumped to it, and then it's dead, and that sort of stuff. It's gone. So that target was there for the whole extra 6 days.
Yeah. If you guys want to know if you guys want to know how it actually was done last week's show, I think it was last week's Saturday show.
Yeah.
We explained how they stayed on the map, but you don't gotta kill them. Just die in them. Go up, park, let the big gun kill you. Rinse and repeat.
But at times even saying is pointless because 3 shows said the same. In the sector I was, we said the same to everybody. People how many people was killing it because they are just throwing the fleet in on auto.
Yeah,
I don't care.
Yep.
So if you throw cannoneers on auto, they do some damage and they will kill the target.
Yeah, because it's
when you catch
sort of thing.
When you catch some little schmuck doing that, you go and you rocket his dock, and they'll pay attention to the message that you sent them, going, "Hey, dumbass, don't auto the damn thing."
It's annoying because a lot that could have really stayed for ages, and unfortunately, it's gone today. So I'm trawling through my world and that sort of stuff, see if I can find another one. But
if
there'll be some.
If anybody knows any in Epsilon, let me know because mine, I had like 5 of them saved, and all of them are dead now.
Yeah, unless if they have all gone out again, they've recycled something or refreshed or did something. But basically, anyway, we got an extra week out of them, which is nice, and managed to rank up. Well, there's nothing left to rank now, which is good news for me. But it'd be nice if it just stayed there for people because I was posting it to people, and they were coming from many sectors away to come and get it. So, anyway, that's it for me. To be honest, got anything else? Anybody else got any closing points? Because we'll shut off there and we'll do an after show when we go offline. So,
I think we're good.
We're good. Okie dokie. Excellent. Right. Well, thanks all for tuning in. We should be on for next Tuesday. I don't see really reason why not. It's a routine week. Things are quite quiet, so I've sent my guys off in sectoring. So don't be upset if you see some of my bastards around, okay? Because they're just having a bit of fun. Because we can this week. It's time to play a bit of Battle Pirates instead of catch up like we've been doing. So enjoy yourselves, and we'll speak to you on Tuesday night. Take care.
Have a good night, everybody.
Goodbye, everyone.
See you later.
Night, everyone.
You know.
What?